Today is another Underground Rebellion video. As it turns out, I have very little technical skill with cameras. I'm learning, but it's a steep learning curve. So Mary, in your last video, you got your vengeance on me by suggesting that I share some experiences that I have had with the law enforcement branch of a local university. You weren't really specific, so I mean, I can think of a time during ethics bowl in high school when I wandered away from my debate team and got stopped because it was a Saturday morning and I obviously, the way I dressed in high school was not respectable. Got stopped by a member of the UVU security force and asked if I needed help finding my way somewhere. They're a very helpful group, really. Not buying it. A few years ago, I was dating a guy and his car was a manual and I didn't know how to drive manual, I only knew how to drive an automatic. So one Sunday, he decided to teach me how to drive. I was pretty good at it, honestly. I picked it up pretty quickly. And so we pulled into one of the parking lots at UVU to switch, and no one was around, which is why we chose to drive there. And when you are in your 20s and you live with roommates in Provo area, it's difficult to find privacy. Events turned amorous until there was a sharp rapping at the window, and a very nice middle-aged UVU security guard asked my boyfriend to step out of the car and go over and wait by his car, and he very concernedly asked me if I was there of my own free will and if I trusted my boyfriend to get me home safe, if I was being forced to do anything that I didn't want to do, that he could take me home safely, which was very nice of him. And I assured him I had known my boyfriend for a while and I trusted him to get me home safely, and I was okay. Then he disappeared for a little bit, having a chat with said boyfriend, I assume. And when said boyfriend got back in the car and we started driving away, I asked, what did the security guard ask you? You know, he asked me some deep, forceful questions. And he says, well, he asked me basically if you're trying to rape me. Apparently the boyfriend had told the security guard that yes, indeed, I was trying to rape him. That's that story. Well, moving right along. I've had a lot of questions about what we mean when we say that we want this to be a transmedia road trip. I thought I would take this video and kind of explain that. Transmedia basically means you can be as immersed in the story as you want to be. A web series that tells its story on multiple social networking platforms. We will have the core of the story, which will be the videos. You can track us on Google Maps, polls, so you can vote on things for us to do. When we are having discussions, we usually post on Twitter or Tumblr. You know, this is what we're talking about today, get involved. So it's basically like a role-playing, choose-your-own-adventure road trip with an anthropomorphic car. Janice has her own Twitter account. And it's really funny because she kind of hates Mary. And she's super sassy. And so try things out. Random suggestions, try asking questions. Mary really wants to do a question and answer video, so if there's anything you ever wanted to know, now's your chance. We will incorporate as much as we can. The more you get involved, the more creative you get, the better the videos will be. The more that we get other people's dynamics mixed with ours, the more interesting it'll get. It's kind of an experiment. We're trying out a couple things, so we'll see how it goes. As for you, Mary, I think I'm gonna dial it back a little bit. I want to save a couple trump cards. I want to give you the opportunity to choose two options. One will involve pictures, and one will just involve a slightly more embarrassing version of events. I can think of a couple of times, two in particular to my recollection, where you have ended up wearing a shirt as a dress. One of them has pictures, and in my opinion is slightly less embarrassing, so you can choose that one, or you can go for the awkward, embarrassing accident of wearing a shirt as a dress, but you have to go into detail. It is your choice. Good luck.